Hi kids! I wanted to use this week's video to give a big thank you to all of the children at the New Church of Concord who helped with last week's worship service. Last Sunday we had an afternoon service where we did something a little bit different. With Easter coming up, we thought it would be fun to have a service where we focused on the Lord's miracles. So what we did is we had the children act out 5 different miracles that the Lord performed during his life in this world. And after each of those miracles, I took a minute to explain why the Lord did that specific miracle and how all of the miracles represent ways that the Lord can still help us even today. So, what miracles did the children act out? Well, first, they acted out a miracle where the Lord and his disciples were at a wedding feast, and the Lord turned some water into wine. This was a fun one because we did this scene in a neat way where the Lord poured some water into a cup, and it really did look like that water was turning into wine right in front of everybody. So that was a fun one. The second miracle that the children acted out was a miracle where the Lord healed 2 people. First, he healed a man who had been both deaf and mute, and he did this by sticking his fingers in his ears and by spitting and touching his tongue. And second, as a part of this same scene, the children acted out a time when the Lord healed a centurion's servant who had been very, very sick. So that was scene number 2. Now the third scene, which was one of my favorites, involved a miracle where the Lord cast out some demons from a man who had been possessed. You may remember this story because this is the one where those demons, when they were cast out, went into a herd of swine or pigs. And afterwards, the man who had been possessed came and sat at the feet of the Lord. So that was scene number 3. Now the fourth scene involved what is probably one of the Lord's greatest miracles, if not the greatest miracle. The fourth scene was the scene where the Lord rose from the tomb on Easter Sunday. And unfortunately, I don't have a picture of that one for you. And finally, the children acted out the story of the Lord appearing to his disciples after he had risen from the tomb. The Lord told them to go and preach the gospel to all people. And afterwards, if you can see that there, it says that the Lord rose up into heaven. So this really was a very, very fun service to do. Thank you again to all of the children who helped. I hope you enjoyed doing it. And I also hope you know that by being willing to help with a service like this, you've given a very, very special gift to this congregation. You know, a lot of people really enjoyed what you did as a wonderful introduction to the Easter season. So again, thank you for that. If you weren't able to help us this time, we did miss you, but don't worry. In the future, we hope to do more services like this, and we would love to have you join us. So remember that this coming Sunday is Palm Sunday, and the Sunday after that is then Easter. Take a second, if you would, to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And what else? Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. If you want, you can get your parents to help you go to the New Church of Concord's Facebook page, where you can find some more pictures from last week's service. Have a great week.